This could be the wrong person. Yes. I thought this might be
Finally.
someone else. I thought this might be someone else. There's,
Oh
there's
man,
so
this
many people requesting to see what's going on.
yeah, this Instagram thing is not a piece of cake for anyone, man. It's just so difficult to uh, get used to that.
You should have seen me and Kane Williamson the other day. It was 25 minutes. He's never used Instagram in his life.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
And I think Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal the other day were like an hour trying to work out how they could talk to each other on this.
Yeah,
It's awesome. What's been happening?
yeah, not much, David. Just we're under a immense strict lockdown.
Yep.
So been just home for the past 40, 45 days now.
Yeah.
Sitting home doing not much actually. Just doing live chats with people who I know the best.
Mate, it's been exactly the same here. It's been very challenging. Not it's bizarre. Like being told you can't play like cricket. Like if you get dropped, okay, you understand. But like to be told by the government you can't leave your house, you have to stay indoors. You got to, you know, work out how to survive.
Yeah,
It's totally bizarre. But everyone's in the same situation. It's crazy.
but at least I read in the news today, Australia is easing the lockdown a little bit, where you can go to restaurants, cafes, uh, and you can still go outdoors. Here we can't even go outdoors except buying groceries, which to me is a bit strange right now
That's
because I have
crazy.
no idea what to buy in groceries. No idea.
I
I have
was
no
I
idea.
was just reading, and I apologize to all the Indian fans there, but alcohol has got a surcharge now, big time in India, and they're going to deliver to
Yes.
people's houses.
Yeah, you
It's
saw what
crazy.
happened the first day when they opened the liquor shops here. Oh, jeez. Went crazy here, man. People were queuing up. There was about 2 kilometers, you know, uh, big queue, people waiting for people to buy alcohol. And they shut it in 1 day's time because I mean, it's crazy because so many people are out on the roads and there are chances people might get infected because of that.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I know people who haven't traveled to India wouldn't understand that some places are a dry state, and you actually have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
apply for a certificate to actually drink alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How's the family?
Um,
Family good?
family good. How's Ritika and Samara?
Yeah,
Good.
they're good, man. They're chilling. They're home. They're happy to have me home. So that's good. Uh, I got to spend my birthday, which was a couple of weeks back, with them at home.
That's
I've been,
beautiful.
yeah, never been around on my birthday as well with them. So finally got to stay home with them, spend some time with them, which was good.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand, that when you have, if you have family or not, you actually miss a lot of different things that, whether it's weddings or birthdays or even Mother's Day. This is my first time home for Mother's Day in a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
They're little things that we miss.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Being with the family is so important. Sometimes it's hard to explain when we are out there playing that family is so important for us because when we grow up in India, it's actually like that. When we grow up, we say cricket is life,
Yeah.
but there's so much beyond that. Your cricket finishes when you're what 38, 39. I don't know when will you finish, but I'll certainly finish much before that. But so there's actually much more than that. When you get married, when you have family, you realize the importance of that a lot more. When
Oh,
you're when
definitely.
you're single, when you're just playing, you don't think about that much. But now being with them, spending so much time with them, I realize how important it is. And they need us more than anything else. They need our support. They need us to be around to make sure that they are comforted as well. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
the same with you. Yeah, you've got three beautiful daughters, and you've got a beautiful wife, and uh, I'm pretty sure it's so hard for Candice to be without you managing three kids. I know we have only one right now, and I know how difficult it is for Ritika when I'm not around. So I can't even imagine how it is like for Candice.
Yeah, look, it obviously has its challenges, but I think the best thing for us is I look at the Ashes for myself coming home. I always had a smile on my face because you got your family there. It was good.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah, yeah,
blessing.
absolutely.
It's a
Yeah,
blessing. But
yeah, it's
but
beautiful, man.
but as we say this time at the moment, we'll be playing over there. We'll be playing IPL.
Yeah,
Um, I do have a couple of questions for you though. I'll go back to I think was it 2014. I want you to explain to me as a captain of a franchise,
yeah.
you lose five in a row. How do you motivate the guys to come back from five in a row and then you turn around and win seven out of the next nine and then you win the whole thing?
That was pretty tough. I remember we were going through really tough times. We were facing a lot of pressure from this. You know how people in India, especially Mumbai, they're quite passionate about cricket over here. Uh, and then the franchisee as well. Our franchisee owners, they're quite passionate as well about the game. So there was a lot of pressure. I still remember we were in Dubai for the first 5 games, and then we had head back to India. The 5 games in Dubai, we lost all the
Yep.
games, and then luckily for me, I had Ponting around the team. I'm sure no better person than you to explain that to understand that, because you know what impactful person he is when he's around the group.
Yeah, definitely.
I was watching your uh, the series on Amazon, the test,
Yep.
and he was around with you guys during the World Cup, and I could think back and start imagining how he was. He was pretty much the same. Motivating the youngsters around the guys, just feeling one of us, not the coaching staff. So he was doing the same things, and more
Yep.
than one uh, good thing that stuck out was about Ponting was he was only going to go and talk to the younger guys. He was not worried so much about the senior players in the squad. He was trying to make sure that all the youngsters in the squad are very well, staying in that mental zone and not worrying about anything else. They
Yep.
were keep. His idea was to make sure that the youngsters don't drift away so much.
Yep.
I'm sure the senior guys will take care of itself, but it's the younger guys who I need to look after, and that's what he exactly did. And from once we returned to Mumbai, things changed. I remember he gave us that pep talk in Mumbai once we came to Mumbai, and everything changed around that. You know,
Yeah, that's good. I think you hit the nail on the head. He's a very passionate guy, and he'll always leave it upon the senior players to understand what they do because you can't change guys who have been playing for 5 to 10 years international cricket. He's played it, he's lived it, and now he's
yeah,
coaching it. It's about the younger guys coming along with the experienced players to say, hey, there's always hope and belief, and that's one thing he. I think the same as with having Sachin around or whether it's I think Viru with me at Delhi,
yeah,
having these guys around, it's a bit of an energy boost for younger guys, and the same with you coming into a Indian cricket team with all
yeah,
those superstars, and I came in at the same time. Like I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually playing with these guys now. How do we act around these guys? What's right? What's wrong? But you're trying to establish yourself as a cricketer, and you're good enough to be there.
yeah. Absolutely. I think a lot of these guys have made a great impact. Uh, on the team, whichever team they've been part of, and especially IPL. What IPL has done to all the cricketers is getting to know all these guys from various parts of the world, getting to know their culture, getting to understand what they do as a player. And for us, it's been fascinating to know all you guys. When you're playing for your country, it's a totally different ball game. But when you come here, a lot of the guys here get to learn so much from each other. Because they
Yeah,
watch you guys, and they see you prepare yourself before the game, what you like to do, what you don't like to do, how much time you spend in the gym, and things like that. So it's IPL in a way has done wonders to world cricket, not just Indian cricket, but also to many other guys, many other cricketers in the world.
Oh, one thing I did notice when I came to the IPL my first time, how much cricket balls you Indian cricketers hit. Like so many balls. And like I know here,
Yeah,
we probably get a good half an hour to an hour of throwdowns, but the resources you have with guys available to net bowl to you, I could
yeah,
spend 6 hours there.
yeah. Because I mean, IPL, the tournament itself is very well planned, and all this franchisee, they take this 2 months very seriously because they want to win this championship. So I'm sure all the franchisee they start preparing well before the tournament starts, and that includes all these things: managing net bowlers, managing the practice facilities, getting your players to come, to the city a lot earlier than the tournament starts. So those things, I think, I don't know about Sunrisers, but Mumbai has done that pretty well in the last few years. They've gotten their players quite early, and there's a little 10 days camp that we try and held before the tournament starts. So just for the newer guys to get used to the staff, the players as well. So it's very important. I When IPL started, I played for that city, Hyderabad, but it's a different name now. But the city is the same. I remember how passionate people are in Hyderabad as well. Like
Yep,
I remember we were playing the finals last year, CSK and Mumbai, and
yep.
they were going berserk shouting Sunrisers, the Orange Army, which was, which shows, people there are quite supportive and they get behind their team, which was amazing to see. It's something that doesn't happen every time, but it was great to see. And there were orange jerseys in the stadiums, which was good. It's
It
quite a
is.
passionate city to be part of.
And I think the reasoning behind that as well is because someone called Rohit Sharma took a hat trick and scored 100 for Deccan against Mumbai.
Yeah. I can't believe that, man. I seriously cannot believe I took a hat trick against Mumbai when I was playing for Hyderabad. It just, uh, I don't even remember how I used to bowl them. It's just unfortunate. I got a finger injury and then I cannot grip the ball properly.
Yeah.
So I stopped it. And these days, it's better to stay away from bowling.
Well, it still remains you're the only Indian, and I think Shane Watson's the only international player to do that.
Oh, shit. If I think of it now, it's quite embarrassing, man, that I took a hat trick. Oh, shit.
It surprised me when I saw it. I was like, couldn't remember last time you ever bowled.
And they're decent batters as well. I remember first one was JP Dumini. Second one was
LBW or court?
it was caught behind, leg side. Gilly was wicket keeping. He took a great catch.
Yep.
And then the second one was Abhishek Nair. Third one was Harbhajan Singh. I'm pretty sure that he underestimated me. He just wanted to come and swing the bat, but he missed it.
Pudgy.
But clean bowl.
Was that when you guys won in South Africa?
Yeah, 2009. Yeah.
I
I used
remember.
to bowl a lot back then. I used
Yeah.
to bowl a lot. I wanted to ask you the same thing. If you remember, we played under 19 together when you guys toured India. I think Usman was captain. Usman
Yeah.
or Moses Henrik. I don't remember. Either one was leading the side.
Yeah.
And you were a middle order batsman. You used to bat at 6 or 7, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And you used to bowl a handy leg spinner
Yeah.
and a gun fielder. That I know. I still remember that. How did that transition happen for you? When you started opening the batting, now dominating all 3 formats.
That's where someone asked me the other day, where's my favorite place to play in India? And I say the most picturesque place is Dharamshala.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly playing there,
Yeah.
and I was bowling leg spin, and I remember Warney not having a great record there. And like as a leg spinner, I think you got to bowl faster. Like, you look at Mishra, I remember Rahul Sharma, obviously Rashid, but like, I don't know. It was bizarre. I started at middle order. I was sort of like coming in at the middle, sort of back end of innings. And then like in 2009, Dominic Thornley, who played a handful of games for Australia. He was
Yeah,
captaining New South Wales,
yeah, yeah,
and Phillip Hughes was opening the batting at the time, and
yeah.
we were chasing a small total against Tasmania, and then I go in the change room. I just go to take off my clothes, get ready, and then obviously go and watch the boys chase. And he said, "You're opening," and I was like, "Okay, I'll open the batting then." So I went out and opened the batting, and me and Hughesy ended up both getting hundreds. And then I was told the next game I'm opening the batting in a T20 game against Sean Tate, and I was just like,
Oh,
"No thanks."
yeah,
Like you don't know what to think. So like I just automatically said, "Okay, yes, well I have to. I've got no choice." I end up scoring some runs the next game, and then it flowed on from there. And then like my bowling just didn't really progress. I didn't really put more energy or emphasis into my game. I then all of a
yeah,
sudden turned into an opening batter, and then all of a sudden I'm walking out at the MCG in front of 90,000 people against South Africa.
yeah, yeah. I saw that game. I saw that. I still
And then
remember that.
literally I'm there like you're pinching yourself, going, what's going on here? Like it was so bizarre how it all unfolded from. I think it was 2006. I think we played you guys
Yeah,
in
2000.
India,
Yeah,
and
I think it was 2006 or five.
yeah, it was one of them, and like it was crazy. Like I was like, man, the ball's spinning so much. How can you ever play here? Like, and then I'm thinking
Yeah,
nowadays, I'm thinking, all right, if I go back to India, I want to bat in the middle because it spins conventionally. Open the
yeah,
batting
yeah.
with a new ball, man.
Yeah, you never know
Batting
which one is turning, which one is coming in.
it's crazy. Like it's so second innings, I find like so tough because obviously Ash has got good control where he goes over the ball, but as a batsman, people don't realize you can't see that far down the wicket where he's actually if he's going like this or if he's going like that. It's
Yeah.
very difficult. And with the new ball and it's skidding on, that's why I bet you would have hated facing Haranga Harath. You
Yeah, I
could
mean
never.
that's people. That's when all these coaches when they come and say, "Please watch his hand. Please watch his hand." It's not so easy to watch his hand. It literally happens in 1 second. He
Yeah,
releases the bowler releases the ball literally within a second, and it's very hard to judge. What where and these days the bowlers are very smart.
yeah,
They don't try and release the ball through the seam, like except the test matches where all the conventional spinners they bowl with the seam, but in limited overs, they don't. And in India,
no,
the problem is even the spinners when the ball gets so roughed up, you don't see the seam so clearly. So
no,
it's
no,
hard.
no,
Even in the nets when we bat, we often try and practice that. To try and see the fingers of the off spinner, the wrist of the leg spinner. But it's so tough. It's tough. It's not easy. Yes,
no.
in the textbook, it says that you have to always watch the bowler's hand, but it's not so easy, man. Especially guys like Rashid Khan and all. I mean, it's so fast. His action
Too
is so
fast.
quick. You can't even watch what he's trying to do.
You've almost got to like it's hard to describe to people like if you're playing 2020 cricket white ball you think okay it's probably going to slide on in the first six, but
Yeah,
with a finger spinner who can actually turn it both ways, you can only play on line. So like if you're surviving, you're trying to get off strike. If you're not, and you're I don't know, I remember I think it was Livingston started slog sweeping Rashid in Jaipur, and he got a
yeah,
hold of him. And normally I wouldn't bowl Rash in the first six, but we had to because we were under the pump. So you go to one of your best bowlers. So what do you try and get a wicket? But people don't realise if you put pressure on bowlers,
yeah.
especially in the first six, you can get the upper hand. But after that, phew, it's
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's difficult. Once the ball gets older and it turns, where it does
yeah,
turn majority of places, except if you're batting second in Mumbai,
yeah, yeah.
it
It's
can
with
be
the dew and
it's
all.
challenging.
Yeah, with once the ball get
How do
wet and
That's one like what's your mindset there? Like every single team batting second, you go to Mumbai 8 o'clock game. All right, you win the toss, you bowl first.
yeah,
So what do you think as a captain in your mindset? How do you like say to the guys, or you probably don't need to say to the guys, all right, we've lost the toss. We're obviously
yeah,
we're going to be bowling second now. We have to bat well. 200 is obviously the total that you need to get. How do you what goes through your mind when you're applying your sort of your trade when you're out there?
I mean, yeah, the first thing, especially at Mumbai, you know, everyone's watching me at the toss. So when I'm tossing the coin, oh sorry, I don't toss the coin. The opposition captain tossed the coin. So when I'm at the in the center for the toss, I could see from my peripheral vision that okay, there are guys all over me. They're watching me. What is happening with the toss? Because the toss is so crucial, and when I lose the toss, they seriously like they feel that he's the worst guy in the world. They don't look at me. They don't talk to me for a second when I come back. But then, yeah, that's when my job comes in. I get everyone together and just, like we, our preparation actually starts much before that toss, before the
Yeah,
training session and things like that. I know it's important for the boys to know that, toss is under no one's control. We can't control the toss. We have to play good cricket. And if you look at Mumbai's record, we have won a lot of games batting first
yeah,
at Wankhede. And that's mainly because of the plans, the strategy that we put in place before the games,
yeah,
and all the credit has to go to the coaching staff from whether it was Ponting, Bond, and all these guys. They put in a lot of effort. Now Mahela is working with us, so these guys have put in a lot of effort to make sure that we get our plans right. Once we
yeah,
have the plans in place, and in spite of that, you lose a game, it's fine. I mean, it happened to us when Chennai beat us last year. I think it was last year or year before last. Sorry, we got 160 and they were 50 for 5 or something. And Wayne Bravo came in and just started hitting, and he got the game away very easily. And we had guys like Bumrah and Mitch McClanahan bowling towards the end. So you couldn't expect like Bumrah will give so many runs towards the end, because he's done that pretty well. He's handled that situation pretty well in the end. But that was his off day, and Bravo got him that day.
yeah.
And it's just one of those days. And so that's what I mean. What I'm trying to say here is that plans have been put in place, but there are days where everything will not go according to the plan. So you don't get frustrated. You just get everything together, come back the next day, and try focusing on that. Because at Wankhede, it's very easy to get drifted away, because sometimes you will think, okay, we did everything right, but still we ended up on losing the game.
That's where, like, one place Boovy says he always likes bowling, because the ball swings and nips around the first sort of 4 overs.
Yeah.
And it's always challenging.
Bowlers are in the game at Wankhede for sure. The first few overs, if you pitch it in the right areas, there are chances you might, knock the batsman early. And then after the 6 overs as well, the spinners come into game when the ball is a little dry, because you get good bounce. Sometimes it does turn there with the new ball as well. So, it's even contest at Wankhede, I feel. But on days where it's like absolutely belter and flat, there's not much to do for the bowlers except to just stay quiet in one place and keep bowling what you do.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like Hyderabad as well sometimes. Like when you get on